What else? What else? Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. So let's dance now. It is my turn. Just wanna do. I am ready for your action. Just wanna do. You should cut off all distraction. It's all on you now. And just give me some reaction. Just wanna do. Girl, I like the way you move. Really wanna get with you. Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show and prove.
Good afternoon and welcome to Rubbin Minds. Now, when it comes to festivals in Nigeria, I'll start with my mother's side. We are Igbos, you know of the New Yam Festival. Then you move to my dad's side, where Yorubas, we Ekimogun Festival in Ondo State. Then I'll go to my grandmother, who is German. You've heard of the Oktoberfest, the biggest beer festival in the world. And internationally, we all know that Rio de Janeiro is the capital city for carnivals, and then you have the Notting Hill Carnival. And in Nigeria, I mean, we won't be complete without Ojude Oba. It's like everybody now wants to be a part of it. Festivals truly have the potential to drive cultural heritage, national unity, wealth creation, employment, and tourism. Now, to discuss the role of festivals in our country, Nigeria, I'm joined by an event producer in the person of Chukwuemeka Obute, the convener, founder of Iriji Festival. Yes. Welcome to Rubbin Minds.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's an opportunity to be here, and I'm glad I'm here. Yes.
It's our pleasure to have you. Now, when we think about festivals, I'd like you to go back to your childhood.
Okay.
Which festival stood out for you, and what did it mean for you as a child?
Okay, so I'll date back to, I'm from Imo State, Ehimembano, and we have the Nwomakwa Festival. So the Nwomakwa Festival is the initiation into adulthood, and in that festival, it's always like a celebration, not just a celebration of life, but for people who are ready to get married at a certain age. They use that festival to initiate them into the culture, into tradition, then bring them closer. So it has always been like an avenue for you to bring out your spouse to say, this is the time I need to get married. You know, and everyone celebrates that culture with a lot of festivities, drinks, masquerades, and all that, you know, because it's all also spiritually rooted to say, once you come out on that festival day, your marriage, your heritage is blessed. Yeah.
Interesting. Growing up as a child, I used to go back to Ondo town in Ondo for Ekimogun Festival. But the older I've become, nobody is talking about going home again for festivals. It almost seems like a childhood thing, like it has outlived its time. Meanwhile, when you go abroad, their festivals are still going strong. Do you find the same thing happening in Nigeria?
Honestly, I don't find it, and that's the gap I set out to bridge with my team at Center Stage Events and Media. So I've produced events for a long time, at least for 10 years, and we look through to see that most of the events we've done have basically been concerts, activations, and all of those kind of events, product launches and all that, but nothing speaking to culture, nothing speaking to tradition. Then we sat down and I said, this is the time to retrace, this is the time to remap the essence of culture. This is the time to redirect people back to culture, because we have a demography that are really not interested in culture at this point of the time.
And why do you think they're not interested? Because you shared your childhood experience, I shared mine, and you think that since we had such a great time that the onus will be on us to ensure that the generation coming, they're also interested. So where did the disconnect come in?
I think the disconnect is on the content that has profiled your popular medias, social media, and all of those platforms to engage them in a different means. which, I mean, I wouldn't say they are really bad names, but all of those contents that profile on those platforms really don't speak to culture. They now redirected them to a certain nuance. They direct them to a certain kind of tradition, pop culture and all that. And that diversion makes them feel, okay, this is where we are at this point, right?
So they are heavily influenced by like the Western culture.
Definitely.
That's what they're seeing on social media.
Yes.
So I guess the onus is on us to ensure that these traditions are also projected on social media. And I think Ojude Oba is something that a lot of young people have gotten interested in just because of the whole social media wave. Now, one of the reasons why some people are not connected to their culture is because they don't go back home. And if they don't go back home, they can't experience those festivals because they're afraid about the roads or the transportation cost is high. So what can people do to still enjoy the culture without maybe leaving the comfort of their area?
I think you've spoken deeply to most of the things I want to say. What happened to my team when we got into ideation was we got into this bracket to say, why are people not going back to do this? Insecurity, all of those factors. Then we sat on the table and said, we are bringing back village to the city. So EG Festival Connect is that event that brings everything you want from the village to the city, right? So last year we had Lagos. This year we are doing Lagos, that's next week Sunday. We're doing Abuja on the 18th of October. I'm doing Port Harcourt on the 25th of October. Not a very easy task, but I mean, who's going to do it if we don't do it? So in the vein of making sure we bracket ourselves properly, we are saying, bring back these things, amplify it all across social media, do a thorough digital media campaign like we are doing presently to create an angle of diversion. Even if it's not full from the first stretch, from the second stretch, you see, like last year, what I had last year, I'm not having it this year. Last year, I could just do one state.
And now you're doing Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt.
Yes.
You know,
now, guess what? Now, bringing village to the city, most of the time, it sounds very okay, but it's not so cheap. It's heavily invested, right? Because the way we've bracketed the entire event is this. Masquerade performances, the ones you cannot see here, we are bringing it. We are doing the indigenous parades, different states. Guess what? Village market, where you can only eat the things you don't get in Lagos. Akede, achicha, oba, abacha. Should I continue?
No, you're getting us all hungry here in the studio. You know, festivals have such a huge potential to drive tourism, to create revenue. And the diaspora, they are yearning for such, because that's why you see that mass influx during Dirty December. And across the world, you see people going to Rio. You see people going to Germany. You even see people coming for Oshu Oshogbo Festival. So what can we do to position our festivals all throughout the year to ensure that the diaspora can come back, spend their money, and reconnect with their roots?
Yeah, so I'll respond to say there has to be an intentional conversation on sponsorship, partnership from the government. Last year alone, I mean, I wouldn't mention the figures, but it was just on my company spending a lot to make sure these things happen, right? We didn't make any revenue. For us, it was not about revenue. It was, you know, the trajectory, push it. Gladly this year, I mean, Guinness saw us and said, you know what, let's be part of this journey from Lagos to, so we have Guinness be on board, right?
And government is what you're saying.
So, and I'm saying government, so what I'm also saying government is this. It would be a bigger taste of feel. It would be a softer landing if we have government involvement to say we can project these festivals, these carnivals in this vein. Let me tell you something else. This December, my team have done a roadmap to say we won't Dirty December. We will culture December.
Culture December.
So this year alone, we have 4 cultural events in December. Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Owerri, Lagos Village Market Carnival, a whole lot of them. So if we can have the support of government, if we have not just government, if I have corporate sponsorship, people that can come to us, right? It mustn't be government. It mustn't just be
but you
food
see
and
why
beverage.
I say government is because government has
We know. I know, right?
It can go from being just your event to being Nigeria's flagship event.
So last year I had 13 people coming from China, all Chinese. I had like 5 Egyptians come to this same event, right? All the way because of the digital marketing campaign we've done. This year alone, I've had now we have about 400 people who want to just travel down to witness this. So what am I saying? If I have the support I need, people like me who venture into culture, who have decided to retrace the traditional map, it will be a whole lot easier, right? At this point, I'm also using this platform to say I'm still open to a lot of partnership, sponsorship from everybody, not just government, so that we can field this cultural pattern and make it something dominant.
So I wonder if in the course of your preparation and telling people about it, if you've gotten any pushback that, why are you taking something that is our own from Igbo land and you're bringing it to Lagos? You want to take it to Port Harcourt, you want to take it to all these places. What has been your response to that?
So I'll tell you what, like, every single time, like, even earlier this year when we started doing our pitching and all that, there are some brands that were like, okay, this event is resident in the East, here and there, and I'm telling them, you know, Edith Hamilton says the way of life of a people is dependent on culture, and you know, you can never bracket culture to a particular zone. So in this progression, you can never restrict culture to be experienced by anybody or anyone. Last year on this event, we had like we had the Eyo Fest, the Eyo Masquerade. We had different tribes come represent. So for EDG Festival, it's not an Igbo thing for us. It's a festival that we're celebrating to say everybody in Nigeria, every cultural, every tribe, come associate with us, let's celebrate it. You will be surprised that the Iriji Festival is not only common in Igbo land. We only popularized it. It's there in Ondo, it's there in Edo State. So, like this year, it's a communication for everyone to come together. Let's celebrate, because the new year brings peace, it brings happiness. It's remarkable for strength, for a new harvest, a new circle.
I like the sound of that, a new harvest. And we all eat yam. Are there plans to take it out of the country? So the diaspora that can't come to Nigeria for whatever reasons, how can we export that? Because we go abroad for other people's festivals. We're here in Nigeria, we're eating Chinese food. So why can't they have the achicha, the ogba, and all of that?
You know, so yeah, so we have a long-term map to say, since last year we did Lagos, this year we did Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. On this trajectory, we are looking for partners to come to our aid to say, with this thing you're doing, come support us. Let's take it off. You know, let's push it to the next level. Like, I will tell you, for the past 5 months, I've just been shuttling Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, all of this.
And we wish you all the best with the Iriji Festival coming up. Thank you very much, Chukwuemeka.
Thank you.
Who's your guy? Oh, of course, our guy is none other than Oludipe David, but you know him as Who's Your Guy? Spyro. Yeah. Welcome to Rubbin Minds. Superstar, recording artist, performing artist. That video we just watched, the remix featuring Tiwa Savage, has well over 200 million views on YouTube. Wow. Growing up, did you ever think like you're going to blow and be this big superstar?
Never. I mean, I'd always thought of myself to be a failure, you know, in life. Growing up, I've always struggled with the fear of failure, you know, until I met God, until I met Christ, and I started to find myself, and I started to see that God has a lot in stock for me. you know, and yeah, so I never ever thought that it could someday will come and I'll be who I am today. So yeah.
Wow. You know, when I read about you, I see some of your interviews, one thing that has really inspired me is that you can be an artist, you can grow up in the church, you can sing from the church, and you don't need to hide that. You are unapologetically a Jesus boy.
Yeah.
Did you ever get pressure at any time to tone it down, or must you say it, or why not edit it out?
Till today. Till today, I still face that challenge. I still face, because a lot of people, it just pisses a lot of people up when you speak about Christ. And I find that really amazing, because you can talk about every other thing. People are out there on air, you know, doing all sort of things, and people don't challenge them. People don't talk about it. But immediately you start to talk about Christ, you start to talk about faith, then people start to have issues with you. And it's quite perplexing for me. Like, it's just very strange.
Have you lost any opportunities, any deals? Have people turned you down?
Of course. I mean, I just concluded the campus store recently, and a lot of brands didn't even want to associate with, you know, the Jesus boy brand, because, oh, we don't want to go there, you know. And I feel like that's the reason why our world is where it is right now, because we are trying to run a world without the creator. You know, we are trying to run a world, a country, I mean, the world at large itself, outside the person that actually created it, and it's impossible. You know, so there's definitely going to be chaos. You know, when you start to, when you can't want to use an iPhone without, you know, Apple guiding you through it. You know, so
you can't do life without the maker of life.
Exactly, that's the point.
You know, as I'm listening to you, I'm also wondering, from the Christian community, have you been fully received in terms of your music? Because you don't use profanity, but you're not a gospel musician. Do you get any pressure to be more Christ-like in your music? And also, I'm looking at you, I'm seeing an earring, I'm seeing jewelry, your nose ring, like, you have like an afro thing going on. I wonder if you've gotten criticized for your looks not being Christian enough, for your music not being Christian enough, or if you've just been fully embraced by the body of Christ.
When I first blew up, you know, it got me shaky at some point, because the major criticism I got was from Christians, you know, so, and that shocked me, because I'm like, come on, we're supposed to be of the same family, you know, why is it that the problem, my biggest problem so far has been Christians? I don't even have issues with all that religions, but Christians say, oh, why will he dress like this? Oh, he's an hypocrite. Oh, is it this, is it that? And people asking question, why don't you just do gospel music? You know, I'm like, God needs foot soldiers in every industry. You know, the Christianity that we are talking about wouldn't have been possible without the help of a politician named Joseph of Arimathea. If Joseph of Arimathea had not requested for the body of Christ on the cross, and he was able to request for it because he was a politician, he had access to Pilate. Peter, Jesus' disciple, could not access Pilate. So the body would have been, his legs would have been broken, which would have been against the prophecy, you know, and the scriptures would not have been fulfilled. But because Joseph of Arimathea was a politician and a secret disciple of Christ, he had access to Pilate, and he was able to save the whole Christendom, you know, just by being there at that time. And
you're taking us to church, maybe because it's a Sunday.
Yeah,
I want to say preacher. Now,
Yeah.
I want to move to some of your collaborations, because in the same vein that you're not doing gospel music, you're not also necessarily featuring gospel artists. For example, we just saw the video of Tiwa Savage. So how do you marry your faith with these kind of collaborations? And have you ever been challenged, or do you ever feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this?
No, I don't think so. I'm an artist, but I'm a Christian artist. You know, you don't go to bank now and say, give me gospel money, give me Christian money. You know, you are not here now saying, oh, when they want to pay you money, or you go to the hospital, you say, I want a Christian doctor. You know, so I'm an Afrobeat artist, but I'm a Christian. You know, so I'm functioning in this space as a Christian, and I'm just really, really particular about my faith. You know, talk about my faith. It doesn't change anything about me being an Afrobeat artist. Yeah.
Now, your music, what's interesting, congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's off the market. So if you've been thinking Spyro is your guy, but it's not your guy that way. It's interesting that you had a song, Wife Material, and you recorded it several years ago, and the name Janet. And that's not a usual name when you hear, you know, love songs. Why the name Janet? And when did it occur to you that the Janet that was probably your girlfriend or your friend will end up becoming the Janet of your life, the wife material?
It wasn't even planned, to be honest, because I wrote the song 9 years ago, and I wasn't even thinking about, in fact, I've never met any Janet in my life before. So I just believe that our lives have been scripted. You know, so the reason why we run into troubles and we run into confusion is because we are not connected to the person that scripted the, you know, like I said earlier.
So are you saying it's God that gave you the name Janet and you just wrote this song?
Honestly, because, I mean, I must have been inspired by God. There are times I just wake up and then I get this inspiration from my dream and then I just write it down. You know, because fast forward to now, the same Janet that I sang about, everything I said in the song is exactly who the person that I'm getting married to is. You know, and I'm shocked. My folks are still kind of like shocked that how could you have known? You know, so I mean, if I even...
How did you meet? Like, give us the full tea. Like...
Yeah, so I mean, that's been kind of like trending, you know, because, oh, a Jesus boy, you met your...
Because I had you met in the club.
Yeah, so as an artist, I get invited to the club to go perform, you know. So on one of these days, I think I went on promotion rounds, and then I met her there. She was walking in the club, not going to the club. She wasn't in the club I think she was working as one of those people that serve. You know, I don't know, maybe ushers or something. She was working in the club at the particular time. And she didn't go there to go party. You know, she was there working.
So you also didn't go there to party, you went there to work,
to promote? I was there to also work, you know.
But did you think as a Jesus boy, like, your wife would be in the club? Like,
never in my life. In fact,
it's not church that you should find her.
Immediately I saw her, something welled up in my spirit because I singled her out amidst a lot of people. Now I'm like, you know, I went there the first time. The second time I went to the place again because it was a promo round. I went there again and I could not take my eyes off her and I could not stop. I don't know, it was like a feeling in my spirit. So I told a PR friend of mine, Polash, please, can you help me call this person out? I want to have a word with this person. I just sat down in my car. I waited for about an hour because they said she wasn't going to leave until she was done working. So, I mean, she came and I was like, why are you here? Because something just tells me, something feels off, that you're not supposed to be here. You look different. You look, you know. And she told me, you know, reasons why she had to work and, you know, help out to provide for the family. You know, after they lost their dad and all that. You know, I'm like, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me now. And we connected. I'm like, well, would you like to work elsewhere? Because I'm intrigued and fascinated by women that work. She could have sat at home waiting for a guy because, I mean, she can do that and get free money from men, but she decided to work and not just any type of work, a rigorous work that makes you stay up in the midnight. You know, I was impressed by that, you know, so.
And you could relate to where she's coming from,
Exactly.
having grown up in Mushin
Exactly.
and not having as much. So you could understand where someone has to just do what they have to do to ensure they provide for their family. How much has that upbringing inspired and influenced the person you've become today?
Yeah, I think growing up from that background has actually influenced me a lot because I can relate to every type of situation. You know, I'm more passionate and I'm more, I understand people better than I would have if I was born into wealth. Because I count myself to be nothing, like I'm a nobody. I just found grace because I was 2 years ago, or let's say 3 years, I was a nobody, like I had no penny to my name, you know, and I thought I was going to die broke. So growing up from that, you know, in that kind of place, and now having all I have today just makes me know that anybody can be lifted by God. Do not look down on people also. You know, I have friends that are gate men. I have friends that sell pepe. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I literally have friends like that. You know, so I walk into the market today and I'm calling this person's name. I'm talking to this person. You know, so.
So the fame has not gotten to you in any way? Like, you still reconnect with these people? Do you still go back to Mushin? Do you still go back
Trust me, I was still there recently. Every time, I go back there to remind myself, do not forget where sometimes fame and money can make you just want to lose yourself. I mean, I was telling someone recently that there's some kind of money you have in your account and you start to want to feel like God, you know, but when you take yourself back and say that this is where you came from, it's not by my power, it's not by my mind, it's just God. You know, he humbles you. So every now and then I try as much as possible to go back, you know, and just see things for myself, that God that took me out of here, you know, it's not me, you know, which is why I respect people that, you know, put in work, you know, for ladies now especially. I love to see women. I've supported a lot of women without having anything to do, just supporting them when I see that they are struggling, you know, because it's harder. It's harder, yeah. I'm a twin, by the way. I have a twin sister, and I know how it was for her also struggling and trying to get to where she is today. It wasn't easy, you know, yeah, so.
Your journey and your rise to fame haven't been without controversies and challenges. You've had some very public fallouts, like with the likes of Polo, Yubi Franklin. And how do you manage to remain grounded? And, you know, it comes with a lot of backlash. Do you feel that in hindsight, maybe there are some things you shouldn't have said or done? Would you change anything?
Yeah, so I feel like there are things, we make mistakes, we're human beings though. So I've made couple of mistakes in my life. By the way, I don't have a fallout with Polo. Polo is my boss. You know, I was just saying some facts, you know, so people...
Okay, so not fallout, you were just
It wasn't a fallout, I was just stating things that happened to me. Polo is a nice person. He took care of me as to the best of his knowledge.
So I guess what it says is to err is human, to forgive is divine. You have a new album coming out. We've seen some of the lovely visuals. I mean, it's always so beautiful when an artist is with their real life love interest. So congrats on that. Can you tell us what to expect in the new album?
The album is a fantastic body of work. It's different. You ain't seen anything like it before. It's called The Men, the Boys, and Your Guy. So I'm taking you on a journey to the past. I have the legends, the men that represents the men. I have the boys, the new cats, and I have myself, your guy. You know, so it's a 3-course meal, and it's just watch out for it.
Any notable collaborations? On any plans to maybe go on tour? I'm going to see you play Dirty December, go around the world.
Yeah, I have a lot of collaborations in the album. You know, so like I said, it's divided into 3 sections. The men, the boys, and your guy. So it's only on my own section, which is about 6 songs or 7 songs, that I don't have collaborations. But on each song on the men's side, I have legends, packed with legends. you know, don't let me mention names.
Mention now, this Rubbin Minds. Give us
don't let me mention names
scoop.
because the artwork is coming out soon. But think of the biggest legends that we listened to in the past, and then the new cats, the new generation artists that are doing well, and then my side. So I have a lot of collaborations, and after that I'll be touring, you know, African countries, and after that I'll be in Europe and America, and yeah.
Well, Nigerians will be able to afford tickets because, you know, there's this thing about superstar artists. Their prices go very high, and then in December, they cannot do concerts again. Are you going to have...
I'm different. I would always be in touch with my people. I've always been in touch, and I'll continue to be in touch with my people.
And, you know, it's really inspiring that you're able to pull both the older generation and the younger generation. What do you think has made you stand out as an artist, that you can play both sides and you can command their respect to the point of, you know, collaboration and being very open about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just get involved in people's lives, even when before fame, there are artists today that I invest in their career. A lot of people just call me, oh, I can't pay my rent, and I say, oh, this person is talented. How can I just do that? Because
that has come through in this conversation of how you just help people.
Yeah.
And we want to wish you all the best with your new album, and congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So nice to be here.
It was a pleasure to have you on Rubbin Minds. Now, across the country, there have been a lot of concerns, questions raised about the involvement of the police in settling civil disputes, and how free is the press? How can the role of the press not be compromised out of fear because their rights are not being protected? We're going to look at a very sensitive case because we want to explore the role of the police, press freedom, and the rule of the law. Joining me for this very important conversation is the publisher of Media Room Hub and a journalist, Azuka Ogujiba. Welcome to Rubbin Minds.
Thank you for having me.
And also joining me is Justice Ojieno, a lawyer. Welcome to Rubbin Minds.
It's my pleasure to join you.
Now, Azuka, I'd like to start with you because your case with the police has received a lot of national and international publicity, and we just want to set the record straight. We'd like you to narrate the incident from the moment you published the injunction to the point when the police got involved.
Oh, okay. When I wasn't, first of all, I wasn't the only media house that published. Almost, if not over 20 media houses published this same court injunction, and nobody, from my investigation, nobody added anything to what we all published. Same thing with my media platform. So when I got the letter from the Office of the IG of Police, it was sent to me by Josephine Omotere via WhatsApp through my phone. So I started making inquiries that why are they looking for me? Initially, I thought maybe it was 419 or something. I'm like, why would they be looking for me? So I started making inquiries, started calling people. I have a lot of friends who cover the judiciary, judicial correspondence. They said, that if it's from there, that means it's a serious case. So I'm like, so I started thinking in my mind, what did I do? Why are they looking for me? And they didn't specify in the letter what that was about. So I called my lawyer and moved the dates to the 6th of August, which was a convenient time for me to come to Abuja. We all know tickets are not cheap to go to Abuja these days. So I went, and
so you honored their invitation?
I honored their invitation because I'm someone that respects the rules. I'm very, when it comes to rules and regulations or anything, I like to respect people's or the country as a whole. And I've never had any issues with the Nigerian police before. I've never had any brush with them because I always, I like to respect the rules of this country. So I went because I said, let me go and know why they're looking for me. And when I got there, the person in charge was Moses Jolugo. That's his name, the head of the unit I went to. and his assistant was Ifoma Ogoli, and there's also Josephine Omotere. So when I got there, I didn't like, first of all, the way she stared at me. I didn't like the stare. It was a very unfriendly stare, and she was, so I had to try and see if I can, you know, for us to be on the same level playing ground, so that whatever it is she wants from me will flow. I went as far as, when she realized that I used to work in these day newspapers, I went as far as calling my former colleague, Isichi Osangbi, to speak with her. She was just being unnecessary, cold for no reason. So when she started the interrogation, I said, I'm also a journalist. I'm trained to ask questions. So after she finished interrogating me, I now asked her that this is a court injunction. It's already in the public domain. Okay, and so I want to know why I'm here. She said she gave me the petition, which was from, his name is Adewale Oladapo, Biggie. He's the one that actually orchestrated all this, you know.
So this petition, you published it, other people published it. Now you've been interrogated, you honored their invitation. Where did it just go south? Like, because we've read online that you were denied access to your lawyer, you were kept without food. How was it during that same interrogation that they just
No. I went the first time and they gave me bail. They told me to go and come back in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
So I was ready to come back in 2 weeks' time. Then the same week, on a Friday, that was on the 8th of August, they started calling me frantically, back to back. And Ifaba was telling me that Biggie wants to see you, Biggie wants to see you. That's the guy that...
So they didn't honor the 2 weeks they had given you?
They didn't.
And did you cave into that pressure and make yourself available before
Yes, because I told her I was going to come to her, but you know, I already had my days planned.
Yes.
You know, I was trying to hurry up where I was to come to where they were, to go to their office. Next thing I saw, the police people were there with their vehicle. They blocked the gates. They came with guns. They came in their numbers. You would think they are coming to arrest
a criminal,
or one Boko Haram,
someone wanted,
or one kidnapper, or fugitive or something. You know. So I'm like, what's going on? What did they actually do that they have to go this far? You know, they came, they harassed me, assaulted me, snatched my phone. So I kept on telling the Josephine girl that, can I have my phone? She said no, she won't give me my phone. That's why they whisked me to their office. That was like around 6:30, 7 in the evening. So we went there, and I was expecting them to tell me that they kept on telling me that the post I did must come down. You know, that the post must come down, and I must also issue an apology to Adewale Oladapo Biggie, that I'm trying to cyberbully him. That's deception of character, that I must do an apology to him. I said, okay, Instagram has suspended my page. So it has to be 12 p.m. before they release my page. Because when you post something on Instagram, they can see the page for like 3 days, 4 days, depends. Yes. That I said, I'll come back tomorrow. If you want me to come back tomorrow, they said, they didn't say anything to me. They kept quiet. The next thing I saw, a policeman came again with gun.
So you were held without access to your lawyer for 3 days. During those 3 days, you were denied food. Did they give you any more explanations why?
Because nobody knew where I was in the first place. Okay. My friend Shade Balogun was in town. We're supposed to go to that event, or to some event on Friday together. So, and I already told her, I said that, look, I'll meet you later, but I have to go to the police station first to sort out, to find out where they're looking for me. And
so those 3 days, were you able to communicate with anyone? Did you ask for any food?
No.
What kind of treatment did you receive? Were you just like in solitary confinement?
I was almost stripped naked. You know, first of all, you take out your wigs, your slippers, your jewelry, your wristwatch. So you don't even know when it's morning or afternoon or night. You only know when it's night when the mosquitoes start biting you. So you know it's night.
Yeah.
Then you know when it's morning, when the mosquitoes, when they leave the cell. That's when you know that it's morning. They refused to. Even when my friend finally found me, they told her that she can't see me, that she has to get one of the IPOs. And so they gave her their numbers. They called and called and called. One of them picked and came. So even the food she brought for me, they poured the food inside a black polythene bag. They said I can't drink from bottled water. It has to be pure water.
You know, this sounds very inhumane, and you not knowing and not being able to communicate with the outside world. From a legal standpoint, and I want to come to you, Justice, if publishing a valid court injunction can lead to arrest and harassment, what does it mean for the rule of law in Nigeria? Does it mean that people who are watching now can't publish a court injunction? Or is this a case of someone being singled out for whatever reason and then using this as an example?
I think all the evidence points to your second question, which is, does it suggest that somebody is being singled out? That's what all these points to. Because if 9 other media houses of serious repute did exactly the same thing, and you are going out on a limb to practically harangue and harass maybe the least among them. Of course, it reminds us of George Orwell's all animals are equal, where it looks like some are less equal than the others. I feel that exactly is what happened to her. As for whether the rule of law is what applies, obviously, with the facts as stated by our learned guest and the victim in this case, unfortunately. And again, I must say I commiserate with you. I feel so much pain for the ordeal that you went through. It's a failure of the rule of law, because if we are to follow the rule of law, it's supposed to be blind towards the high, the mighty, and the powerful. If you are not treating the other people the way you are treating her, it obviously shows that you are not following the law, because the law is supposed to be blind to status.
Yes, I hear you that, okay, if whatever you meant for the good should be done for the gander, but is it even legal? Is it right? Is it okay, permissible by the law to publish a court injunction?
Okay. The thing is, with the courts generally, and I commend it to the provisions of Section 35 and 36 of our Constitution, everything about the court is public. You are supposed to conduct court proceedings in public. And there are situations where even senior advocates, and I commend you to the case of Menakaya, 2 senior advocates prevailed on a court that a divorce matter is not nice at all, that the court should allow them conduct it in chambers, that is, conduct in a way that the public should not be able to witness it. What the Court of Appeal threw out the case, that the 2 senior advocates were wrong. The judge too was wrong, because the Constitution says that everything that is done in court must be in public. So that's
so the law is very clear.
The law is very, including this injunction now. If even, and in this case particularly, and that's why I'm thinking that she was victimized, the court even went out on a limb. Justice Folashade even gave a special order, special permission to the party, Capital Games Limited or something like that, to actually go to publish the case. If even the court didn't give that order, because an injunction has been given in public, the journalists, pursuant to their Section 22 rights, Section 22 and Section 36, 39, they have a duty as the fourth realm of the estate and as the fourth arm of government to keep the public informed that these and these and these are happening in our courts, and the public should be made aware. So I feel that I think that she deserves an apology from the police if all she has narrated is exactly what happened.
What are the next steps for you? Because I know they forced you to sign an apology letter, but are you planning to approach the courts to seek some kind of legal redress? Or
I'm on it already.
Okay.
I'm on it already. And because he's here, I'd like to also find out. What I want to know is that, is the Inspector General of Police aware that some of his subordinates are using his office to detain people unlawfully? Because the letter came from his office, and that's why I honored it. And people are telling me that there are a lot of police stations in Lagos. Are they saying that they're not good enough to handle such cases? Because I really
have to go all the way to Abuja.
Bought tickets, flew down there, stayed in a hotel for 2 days. Then I'm like, these people again, like, let me just even call my friend and let me go, and so I can save money and stay with someone, it cost me a lot of money. And apart from that, since I went to that cell, because I was begging them that, can I go take my drugs? I really begged that. I begged Josephine, okay, you have a policeman with gun with me. Let me go and take my medicine. There's a drug I must take every day.
And they didn't let you do
didn't.
that. So are you seeking for damages? Are you
I'm seeking for everything because you can see the way I'm talking to you. My nose, you can see my nose is running. I'm trying to, I'm on drugs. See, I just left the hospital 2 days ago because you don't know whether you're sick.
Yes.
I don't know that maybe it's just the feeling. I don't know. I feel sick today. I feel okay tomorrow.
Listening to you, should I say I'm also scared because I'm a journalist as well, and I'm wondering, will I say something one day and next thing I'm being whisked away for 3 days? So I think this means that this conversation, even though we're out of time, needs to keep on going to ensure that press freedom is truly press freedom and we are able to do our work. Any final words, Justice, before we close the show?
I think that we should do everything we can to preserve the office of the journalist, because without the preservation of that office, the populace will be totally deformed and not properly informed, and dictatorship and power will practically run roughshod of every citizen of the country. So the office of the journalist must be protected at all costs within the provisions of the law and the provisions of the Constitution.
Thank you very much, Justice Ojieno, and thank you very much, Azuka Ogujiba. And we're very sorry about what you've gone through, and we hope that you're able to get some form of legal redress and our rights as journalists, in your own words, are protected and preserved. This is where we'll close the show. I'm Mr. Remember, you can join the conversation online using the hashtag Minds. Good afternoon and enjoy the rest of your day.